They are the couple that millions of Americans wake up with every single morning. But the moment those studio lights go dark, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos become something far more interesting than what you see on your television screen. And fans who thought they knew everything about this Hollywood power couple, they were in for a surprise. Because what's happening off camera, inside their home, with their family, their kids, their real conversations, tells a story that is so much richer, so much more human, and honestly, so much more entertaining than anything you've seen on daytime TV. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most beloved couples in American entertainment, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, a pair who have not only survived nearly 3 decades in Hollywood together, but who have thrived in a way that genuinely baffles industry insiders. Think about it. Hollywood couples come and go. We've seen fairy tale romances collapse under the weight of fame, schedules, ego, and public scrutiny. And yet here are Kelly and Mark, married since 1996, co-hosting one of the most watched morning shows on television, and somehow still making each other laugh every single day. But who are they when the cameras stop rolling? That's the question we're exploring today. And trust us, the answer is a lot more fascinating than you might expect. Let's set the scene. Kelly Ripa has been a daytime television institution for over 2 decades. She first anchored live back in 2001, famously co-hosting alongside the legendary Regis Philbin, then later with Michael Strahan and Ryan Seacrest. The show has been through co-host changes, format shifts, and the constant churn of the entertainment industry, and Kelly has been there through all of it. Steady, sharp, unshakable. Mark Consuelos, meanwhile, carved out a long career as a serious dramatic actor. Audiences first fell in love with him as the brooding Mateo Santos on ABC's All My Children, which, coincidentally, is also where he first locked eyes with a young Kelly Ripa. He would go on to spend years as the magnetic villain Hiram Lodge on Riverdale, a role that reminded a whole new generation of fans just how compelling Mark can be on screen. Then came April 2023, and everything changed. Mark stepped in as Kelly's permanent co-host on Live, and what happened next genuinely surprised the television world. Their chemistry didn't just work, it dominated. Live with Kelly and Mark quickly became the most watched syndicated talk show in America, holding that position for nearly 2 straight years. In 2024, the pair took home the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Talk Show Host. And in 2025, Kelly hit a milestone that had never been reached by a female daytime host before, 25 years on Live, tying Oprah Winfrey's legendary record. Let that sink in for a moment. Kelly Ripa, the woman who walks into that studio every morning in heels, and with a smile that could power a city, just tied Oprah. But that wasn't the end of the story. Because the real magic? It was always happening at home. Kelly and Mark have 3 children together, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin. And watching this family evolve over the years has been one of the most quietly remarkable stories in Hollywood. Michael, their eldest, is now 28 years old and has already made his mark as an actor. Fans of Riverdale might remember spotting a younger version of Mark's infamous Hiram Lodge character on screen. And yes, that was their own son playing a younger version of his father. The kind of full-circle Hollywood moment that you genuinely couldn't script. Then there's Lola, 24, who has been quietly building a career as a singer-songwriter. And here's where the story gets really beautiful. Lola is based in London, a city she fell in love with while studying abroad during college. Recently, Kelly and Mark surprised her at one of her live gigs, hopping on a transatlantic flight just to be in the audience when their daughter performed. Kelly later described the moment by saying they were beside themselves, and that watching Lola pour herself into her music and have it all come together on stage was something that moved them both deeply. "We pulled off the ultimate surprise," Kelly said. "And Lola, she cried when she saw them." "I cried because I didn't know they were coming," Lola shared afterward. That's not a Hollywood couple performing for an audience. That's 2 parents, genuinely, quietly showing up for their kid. And then there's Joaquin, the youngest, at 23. He is, by all accounts, the most private of the three Consuelos children. He graduated from the University of Michigan in 2025, where he balanced theater studies with a serious run on the college wrestling team. Now he's stepping into the spotlight on his own terms, recently landing a role in the 2026 Broadway revival of Death of a Salesman, and earlier, a casting announcement for Hulu's upcoming pilot, Foster Dade. When Joaquin finally posted a rare personal photo carousel on Instagram, one of the first times he'd shared glimpses of his life publicly, Kelly's reaction in the comments was perfectly, hilariously, unmistakably mom energy. Her response? Simply, finally. One word. And yet it said everything. Here's something fascinating about Kelly and Mark's dynamic. The moments that resonate most with fans aren't the big celebrity interviews or the elaborate segments. It's the unscripted, unguarded glimpses into their actual lives together. Take the moment Kelly broke down in tears on air after the death of their dog Chewy. There was no script for that. No prepared statement. Kelly simply looked into the camera and told viewers, her extended family, in a sense, that they'd had a rough day, that they'd had to say goodbye. And the internet responded with an outpouring of warmth and empathy that reflected just how deeply people connect with this couple's realness. Or consider the wardrobe malfunction moment, when eagle-eyed viewers noticed Mark's zipper had been down for several minutes on a live broadcast. Rather than pretending it didn't happen, Kelly and Mark did what they always do. They laughed, they owned it, they kept going. Because that's who they are. Unfiltered, unpretentious, genuinely themselves. And then there's the candid admission that made headlines and had fans cackling. Kelly revealing on a podcast appearance that their morning show schedule had actually renegotiated certain aspects of their personal life. The way she told that story, with self-deprecating humor and total comfort in her own skin, was a masterclass in what makes this couple so endlessly watchable. Nothing is too precious to laugh at, not even themselves. After 29 years of marriage, Kelly and Mark have clearly figured something out that a lot of people spend a lifetime searching for. And when asked about it, their answers are always disarmingly practical. Kelly once revealed what she considers a true relationship deal breaker, and it wasn't some dramatic betrayal or Hollywood scandal. It was the simple idea of a partner constantly tracking your location. After nearly 3 decades together, she and Mark still give each other space, trust, and independence. The kind of freedom that isn't born from indifference, but from genuine, deep security in what they've built. Mark, for his part, has been remarkably candid on Kelly's podcast, Let's Talk Off Camera. In one memorable conversation, he admitted that he wouldn't remarry if, in some tragic, hypothetical scenario, the two ever parted ways. Not because love doesn't matter, but because he is done with the chapter of building a family from scratch. He's lived it. He's grateful for it. And he knows you can't recreate it. That kind of honest, non-performative conversation about love and commitment, it's rare, especially from people with this level of fame and public visibility. Fans across social media have consistently described Kelly and Mark as the most real couple on television. And in an era of carefully curated online personas and managed celebrity images, that reputation means something significant. Their audience is fiercely loyal precisely because they've never tried to present a perfect version of themselves. They argue on air. They call each other out. They share embarrassing stories about their kids and their home life with a warmth and ease that makes viewers feel genuinely welcomed in. The cultural relevance of Live with Kelly and Mark extends far beyond daytime television. It's become a pop culture touchstone, a show that trends on social media, generates headlines not just for its guests, but for the hosts themselves, and sits at the center of a broader conversation about what authenticity looks like in modern entertainment. In a landscape crowded with manufactured drama and image-driven celebrity culture, Kelly and Mark are something genuinely different. They are the real thing. And audiences, millions of them, every single morning, feel that. When you step back and look at the full picture, what Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have built is genuinely extraordinary. A marriage that has outlasted entire television eras. A family of 3 children who are now carving out their own spaces in music, acting, and theater, each of them shaped by parents who showed up, traveled transatlantic for a gig, cheered from the stands at a college wrestling match, and left a single word comment on an Instagram post that somehow carried all the warmth in the world. And professionally, they sit at the peak of daytime television. Not because they are the most polished, not because they never stumble or get their zipper caught on a live broadcast, but because people believe them. Because their chemistry is real, their love is documented in decades of choices, and their family is the living proof of what it looks like when 2 people decide, every single day, to actually show up for each other. That is the real story. The one that plays out not under studio lights, but in airports, at concert venues in London, in comment sections, and in quiet conversations recorded on a podcast called Let's Talk Off Camera, where, fittingly, Kelly Ripa gets to tell the truest version of the story she's been living all along. There's a reason Kelly and Mark connect with so many people. It's not because their life looks perfect. It's because it looks real. Messy in the right places, warm in all the ones that count, and built on a foundation that nearly 3 decades of time, change, and public scrutiny simply haven't been able to shake. In Hollywood, that's not just impressive. That's rare. And that's worth celebrating. So here's a question for you, and we genuinely want to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the secret ingredient behind Kelly and Mark's lasting bond? Is it their sense of humor? Their willingness to be completely honest with each other, even on live television? Or is it something else entirely? Drop your thoughts below. We read every single comment. And if you enjoyed this celebrity update, subscribe for more entertainment news and Hollywood stories. We cover the moments, the people, and the stories that matter every single week. We'll see you in the next one.